beginning for Keenan Dewsbury Hall, who put Leicester in front.
Yeah, it was a great start for Leicester. And actually, Liverpool will be pinching themselves going in at half-time 2-1 up. The stats might be all in their favour, but I think when you watch the game, Leicester have been quite good and Liverpool have been pretty poor, to be honest. This is a good goal, and Macca, there's a couple of mistakes from a Liverpool point of view, especially Robertson, Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson's too slow, isn't he, Michael, to pick up the runner of Dewsbury Hall. Andy Robertson tries to play offside on Jose Perez. I don't know what he's thinking of. And instead of just carrying on his run across the pitch, he jumps forward. So he's taking a hell of a chance. And in the end, he doesn't do anything right. I thought Liverpool have been woeful, particularly for the first 30, 35 minutes. They showed a little bit more determination in the last 10 minutes of the first half. But it's as bad as I've seen in the first half at Anfield this year.
Credit to Dewsbury Hall for keeping his composure.
Yeah. Listen, I'm taking nothing away from him. It was a very good goal, great run. I do think he was going that fast and he took a poor last touch that was almost stuck underneath him and he started losing his balance. And he actually then hit it into the ground, which bobbled over the goalkeeper, Alisson. So maybe a tiny bit of luck with the finish, but, I mean, he deserved it. It was a great run. Yeah. But as Macca says, Robertson... I think Robertson was expecting him to play the ball and you know, and to keep his man offside. But once he ran on his own, Robertson was out the game.
Talking of luck, it then turned in Liverpool's favour with the first of 2 own goals. This is the first one here from Wout Faes. What happens here, Macca?
I have no idea, Jules, to be very honest. I have no idea what his thought process is, because he gets to the ball very early, he's comfortable, he's got no Liverpool players around him, so why on earth does he panic? Why on earth does he slash at it? Why is he diving on the floor? It just beggars belief, to be very honest.
I don't know why, as Macca says, he gets there quite early. Why doesn't he just sort of side foot it out of play for a corner, like softly? It's like he's trying to launch it out of the stadium. It's so erratic, and when you're out of control, when you're erratic, then mistakes happen. He got there in plenty of time, said he can just stroke it out of play and be calm about it.
Well, 7 minutes later, he thought, you know what, let's make a name for myself. Let's get 2 in one game. And this then happens. Yeah,
well, Nunez will be... I mean, he's been exactly as we said before the game, hasn't he? You know, sublime and ridiculous and everything else. He'd be disappointed here that he doesn't score. Maybe he should have gone round the goalkeeper. But whatever, again, Faes is... I don't know why he just doesn't jump over the ball here. I don't know why he's thinking he can clear it. And he keeps sprinting towards the ball. I mean, he's never going to stop it on the line, so he needs to almost slow down and buy himself some time in case it does bounce off. Because I've been in a similar situation, I'm sure Macca has as well. When a ball is going towards a post, there's no point me sprinting and chasing it in because I'm not going to catch it. I'm waiting for it to bounce just in case it bounces out and give myself more time. So you stand back, if anything.
Yeah.
I don't know why he sprints and chases
because,
it.
when he gets there, he can't stop. So he's just slashing at it again.
Yeah, you feel for him, don't you?
And I do feel for him, because Liverpool haven't deserved it at all. They've gone in at half-time happy when they've been awful.
That's as bad as they've played for a long time at home.
He becomes the 4th Premier League player to score 2 own goals in a game. You were in the match with Jamie Carragher, who scored 2 own goals. Liverpool went on to lose that game. Bonus points if you know the other 2 players.
Michael Proctor,
Jonathan
Walters.
And Jonathan Walters.
Yes!
That's right. You heard that.
By
the way, Michael Proctor scored his quicker than those 2 that we've just seen from Wout Faes. There were 7 minutes between his 2, 3 minutes between Michael Proctor's 2. Right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we've got the in 4th place, Michael. They've hit their best run of form of the season right now when the fixtures, as Steve says, are coming thick and fast. That's a good time to be in good form, isn't it? Well,
we all know what happens over this festive period is that games do come thick and fast. So, you know, a good run in this type of period and it shoots you up the league. Liverpool have dropped off the pace so much in that first period of the league that there's no slip-ups allowed now, really. They just can't make any slip-ups unless they're just going to settle for squirming into 4th place or 3rd place, maybe. But if they want to have a real good run at having a decent season, then there's no slip-ups can be had anymore. And despite them having a good recent run, it's been a favourable set of results and they haven't been at their absolute best. But again, you can turn it into a positive and say getting results when you're not playing so well is also a great sign. So I think on the basis of everything, when you take everything into consideration, Jurgen Klopp will sleep well tonight. Of course he will. He's got 3 points. But there will be a nagging thing thinking, right, if we play someone decent, really good at the moment, he'd be a bit nervous going into the games because, as Maka says, they're conceding a lot of chances at present.
You said that they can't afford any slip-ups, but that's exactly how the game started for them tonight at Anfield, with Keenan Dewsbury-Hall somehow finding a way through Liverpool's midfield and defence. How does he manage to get through this many players?
Well, actually, this is a good goal, because it's an awful goal for Liverpool. It's a great goal for Dewsbury-Hall to go and score. But you can analyse that very, very simply if you're a Liverpool defender, because there's mistakes off everybody. Everybody's fast asleep. Everybody misses the challenge. Andy Robertson gambles when he doesn't need to. He just needs to follow Ayoze Perez into that space. Instead of gambling and jumping forwards, he just needs to follow Ayoze Perez across the pitch. And he will either tackle Dewsbury-Hall or Ayoze Perez will be offside. And there's this sea of red bodies chasing him. But it was a really nice goal by Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand. Yeah, I mean, you can understand why Andy Robertson steps up. He thinks the ball's going to be played through, but of course it isn't, so it has to be pinned as a mistake. This finish, I just think he loses his balance a little bit here, and the ball becomes a little bit behind him, and he almost kicks it into the ground, which gives it a bit of lift over Alisson. But a lovely individual goal, and a good goal from Leicester in general. They punished what is a risky game that Liverpool play. We all know that they take risks. They freely admit that they take risks in their defending the way they want to play, and it didn't come off at that point.
Is part of those risks the high line that they play? They've now conceded 9 goals at Anfield already this season. That's the same amount they conceded in the whole of the last campaign at home.
Liverpool are easy to play against. Their plan is to outscore the opposition. That is it. And they play so high up that if a midfield runner like there happens, or someone like Jamie Vardy who just kept on gambling to go forward more than Virgil van Dijk did and kept on running offside. But if you're pacey enough, you're going to get chances against Liverpool. But as Mo said, when he interviewed Pep Lijnders, he said they freely admit to playing high up so they can get their offensive players in higher positions up the pitch, which is fine. But sooner or later, they're going to get caught. And when there's so many points behind Manchester City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and at the moment Tottenham and Man United, they can't afford to drop any more points. They have to keep on rolling along. And as someone who watches Liverpool a lot, I just think they're playing with fire a little bit, and they could get caught out away from home. The fans will drag them forward at Anfield, but away from home at Brentford, for instance, where they came a cropper last year, that's where they could struggle.
Yeah, well, they were fortunate tonight with the 2 goals that won them the game. Both own goals scored by Wout Faes, the 4th Premier League player to score 2 own goals in a game. That is a list that he didn't want to be on. But what goes wrong for him in the first one?
Well, both are avoidable, Jules, but I think the first one in particular is a real poor one, because I don't think he's in the worst position. He's covering that near post area. He gets to the ball fine. He's almost in control. And I just think, I can't believe why he's so erratic at the last moment. I think he can easily just tap it behind.
Salah's not even anywhere near him.
No, there's no one behind.
This is the position there.
That's the one. He's so erratic. Just knock it out for a corner. Why do you have to try to launch it out of the stadium and hit it so hard? I just think it's an erratic attempt. And don't get me wrong, it's so unlucky the way it loops, right in the corner. You've got to feel for him.
Yeah.
However, if you do things wrong, then you're at risk of making mistakes like he did. 1
own goal is bad enough in a game, but 2 is seriously unlucky, Steve. But,
yeah,
I mean should Núñez have done better in the first place?
He gets Darwin Núñez out of all kinds of trouble on his left foot. He has to score first. Doesn't get it on target. Ricochets off the post. And as Michael said at half-time, Wout Faes is going that quick that he can't get his feet out the way. And in the end, he slashes at it again. He would have been better just jumping over it and letting Amati clear his lines. It was just... I don't know. Listen, I don't know the thought process of a centre defender when he's chasing the ball back there. But everything he did for the 2 of them was fundamentally wrong, and that was the worrying thing about it.
Surely it has to be the same thought process as an attacking player like we were. I mean, as I said at half time, if the ball is going to the goal and it's impossible for you to actually stop it before it crosses the line, then the last thing you do is almost get so close to it that you smother it. So if it does hit the post, you've got no reaction time. It can just bounce and hit you. So as a centre forward, I'm running and I'm actually thinking, right, get into an area whereby when it bounces, I can cover as much space as I can, and I can react to it. But he almost just sprints after it. So when it hits the post, it just hits him straight away. And it's like, you can't avoid it just hitting you. So I think it's, as much, again, it's unlucky. You have to feel for him. But these tiny details, what separate the best from the rest. And he's one of the rest. He's an OK defender, but he's not top class. And these top class defenders just do tiny little things that you don't even notice that avoid situations like that first goal, avoid situations like the second goal. So harsh on him, yes. But mistakes. That's what separates.
It wasn't as if someone took a shot and it ricocheted off him and went in. They were mistakes then. You know, the first one, Danny Ward's shouting at him behind him, the Leicester goalkeeper, but he elects to kick it, but just slashes at it like mad. Communications, is a problem for him as well. Yeah,
you got a feel for him, haven't you? OK, well, let's get the thoughts of his manager, Brendan Rodgers, after that defeat.
Brendan, they're really straightforward, but that was a strange first half. Your team did so well, you're in front. I'm sure you couldn't believe that you were behind at the break.
No, we started the game great, scored a terrific goal, and we're deserving. We looked dangerous in the game. And then obviously, very quickly, we found ourselves 2-1 down with nothing, out of nothing really, the first one in particular. So it was disappointing, but the players kept going. They were very competitive in the game. I always say you got to come here and you got to play with the belief that you can win, and you could see the players, they had lots of really good moments in the game. Probably lacked a little bit of quality in the final third at times. That was my only probably bugbear really. We're in some really good areas, but just failed to make that final pass. But overall, the players gave everything, and I didn't think we were deserving to lose.
Yeah, Wout Faes has become a regular in your team very quickly, and he's been a good performer for you. Is that just bizarre, unlucky? What do you put it down to?
Yeah. Listen, he's come back a little bit rusty, having not played for a long time. When he was away with Belgium, he had no minutes at all. So it's just going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed again. But there's absolutely no doubt when he came in, when he did for us, he was been absolutely fantastic, and just unfortunate for him today.
Yuri Tielemans didn't start tonight. Was that a tactical decision?
Yeah. We just went for more energy, more physicality in the midfield.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Thank you.
Job done, but fair to say it wasn't a completely straightforward night.
Yeah, obviously with the early goal we conceded, it's not helpful. So. We are here for producing results. So that's what we did tonight. We won the game, 3 points. That's very important. And in our best phases, when we were super stable, we had performances similar to tonight. Maybe not exactly like that. But we lost balls in the wrong moments if you play against a a counter-attacking team. Then we were too open in these moments as well. You could see this was really tricky. We had to change the formation this morning, which is never helpful, especially with such a specific job in the center against them. And so we had good spells. We started not well, but then we had good spells. We scored the 2 goals. We forced them to score the own goals, which is obviously a real pity for the boy. And then second half, last line was better. We were higher up, could put more pressure on it, but they still had their moments because we were too open. When Joel is dribbling inside, which he does from time to time, he needs to be protected. In these moments, he was not protected. There was nobody. I think our full midfield was on the same line as Joel in that moment. These things make not too much sense. But I saw now nearly 1,000 football games in that role, and I know that these kind of things happen. How said, we have to take the result momentum, but we have to play better against Brentford, definitely.
So Fabinho's off doing something much more important, looking after his wife as she gives birth. But from what you're saying there, was missing him in front of the back four, was that huge for you tonight?
Yeah, because we had to have one session, you have a game. That's the most useful information you'll get in this when games come that quick. And then you have one session, and that was the session we had yesterday. And this morning it's just a bit set pieces, and then we got the news, and then we sent him home. Yeah, not perfect, but again, we played in that formation. We can do that. It was with the start, with that early goal. That's obviously not helpful to get some kind of momentum in the game. And then you really could see the impact it had, because we conceded a goal from a goal kick because we were too deep. And the reaction I would have loved to see would we are higher, we go higher up and have the challenges in other spaces. But the reaction was we got a bit more, I won't say passive, but we stepped rather back than we were rather backstepping than front-footed, and that is not helpful as well. So that's what you try to change then in the game. And again, it was now in a lot of moments it was really good, but in some decisive moments not. And so they had still their moments, but we had obviously massive chances again. So really good football moments. The chance from Mo was brilliantly set up by Darwin, and Darwin's chance and all these kind of things. So unlucky in moments as well. If we win this 3-4-1, could have happened as well. So but the game is still the same, to be honest, and that's what we take. It's our job. It's not about that we sit down in a dressing room and have a party and think, oh my God, we cannot play better. It's the best way we ever played. We are self-critical, and we have 2 days time to turn a few screws, and that's what we'll do.
You're well done. You got it done, but at times was it a little bit close for comfort?
At times, I think we were very poor today. But in these times, it's good to get the 3 points. And it sounds very cliche maybe, but it's very important to win these type of games. And we did so. That's the positive about tonight. And now we have to recover, improve, and be ready for Brentford.
So very poor is quite a strong way of putting it. Did it feel off right from the start, really, from a performance point of view?
Well, we tried to get in the game. Well, it wasn't good enough today, and we all know that. So we'll improve, but we won, and that's very positive. That's what it's all about, of course. But yeah, there are plenty of things we have to improve.
For a centre half, it looked like a difficult game. Did it feel like they were kind of getting through the midfield, and you were being run at more than you'd like?
It's difficult for me to say that at the moment. But yeah, obviously we know they have quality up front, they have speed, they have guys who can play them balls in behind, and yeah, a couple times it was dangerous, a couple times offside, and that's obviously their game plan. That's what their strengths are in. But yeah, job done. Let's keep it that way.
As much as you were delighted to be ahead of half time, as much as you're delighted to be stood there now having won, did you feel a bit for Wout Faes? I suppose any defender goes on the pitch knowing it could be the day where it goes a bit wrong for you.
No.
Right, okay.
If you go on the pitch with that feeling, then you're already 1-0 or 2-0 down, in my opinion. So obviously we prepared us very well. We had a good game in Birmingham the other day, and we tried to keep that going. At times today we were maybe a little bit too quick, and then we lose the ball in difficult situations and a bit more open, and then obviously that's they have a lot of players and they can play in those strengths, and but you know we have to take the 3 points, be confident, and on to the next.
How have you found the adjustment from World Cup back into the club stuff so quickly?
It's part of life. It's obviously totally different. Different things are asked each teams. But obviously I've been here. It's going to be my 50th anniversary. So I'm very, very delighted and proud and all these things to be playing for this beautiful club, and yeah, on to more. But yeah, obviously it's different than what I was playing for the last 5 weeks. I'm getting back in it, and I'm glad to be back.
And lastly, the new boy was here tonight, Cody Gakpo. You know him better than most. What's he going to bring to Liverpool?
Hopefully a lot. Good player, good boy, and obviously I know how it is to come in January, but we have to give him time, and I'm very sure that the Liverpool fans will give him that time. And I said it before, we're family, and the real ones will always back him no matter what, and he has to keep his head down no matter what happens, fight, enjoy the moment, and be important for this football club, of course.
And did you play your part in the decision he's made?
No, I think that's over-exaggerated. Obviously I spoke to him, and I can only say good things because obviously I'm here, and I'm enjoying my time, and we have been very successful, and but I think the manager said it as well. Obviously, if it was me, obviously it was an easy decision to make.